Beacon Jacob.
What's up, champ?
1 year, 12 months, 365 days, and already thousands of memories. In your first year of life, you have traveled to dozens of cities, met hundreds of people, climbed mountains, been licked by a giraffe, kissed by strangers,
Deprived mommy of sleep and thrown in the air and laughed till you cried. Held our hands and spoken your first words.
You have discovered your toes, danced in our arms, fallen down a lot, peed in your own face, marveled at the trees, played the guitar, and become your daddy's best friend.
We tried our best to fill your first year with pure joy. Sometimes you reflected that joy back to us with an infectious smile. Other times you just stuck out your bottom lip and let those tears fall from those bright blue eyes.
Chances are you won't remember any of these things, but we've taken enough pictures and video to prove it. And when you look back at this, there are a few things we want you to remember about your first trip around the sun. First, you are an explorer.
Especially considering the fact that you found your way out of mommy's tummy 2 weeks before your due date.
Since that day, you've kept us on our toes. Someday you will look around and see those calm babies who sit still and play nicely. Yeah, you weren't one of them, ever.
But what fun would that be?
Why go around the furniture when you can find a way to go under it, over it, or through it?
Sort of like your dad's wrestling, except instead of furniture, I go through people.
You started crawling around 8 months, and when you got yourself into trouble, we usually took pictures first and then rescued you.
You know, just for Instagram.
You took your first steps around 11 months, and when you stumbled and fell to the ground, you smiled. As much as you've driven us crazy chasing after you, we hope you stay this curious forever. Don't lose your sense of wonder.
That is, unless your wonder is a trek down the stairs, into the fireplace, or into any of the toilets in the house. Please stay away from those. Everywhere else, do your thing.
Next, in this last year, you started a great adventure. You traveled more in your first year than many people do in their entire lifetime. You've been on 52 flights, visited dozens of cities across the country, and traveled through hundreds more.
But if it was a road trip, you were usually in the backseat screaming.
We could have left you at home with babysitters, but we brought you with us almost everywhere we went. It wasn't always easy to travel with a baby, but we looked at each trip as a journey. We thought, God gave us this wonderful life with opportunities to see the world and meet new people. Why stay home?
Not to mention, everyone loved you. You would take a few minutes to warm up to people, but once you actually did, you were quite the social butterfly. You have been to the biggest wrestling events, you've been to ASIC's headquarters, Six Flags, Times Square, you've gotten a passport, going to Canada, and all of that before your first birthday. Quite the year, huh?
Next, you are silly, like your dad.
As you get older, I'll teach you that if you make mommy laugh, she won't be mad at you anymore. But we think you've already got it figured out, and the quickest way to someone's heart is by making them smile.
Especially Grammy and Pop Pop and Mimi and Papa. In the last year, you have become one of the greatest loves of their life. You are not only a beacon of light and hope, but of joy. Continue to enjoy yourself and have fun with everyone you come into contact with.
Because you never know how that could change someone's life just by making them smile. Something else we want you to always remember is that
you love us. Someday you might not like us, but we want you to always remember the days when you'd cry if we sat you down for even a second. You didn't like babysitters. You hated childcare at church and the gym. But on the nights that we needed some alone time or a break from chasing you around, we left you anyway.
We got to keep the romance going somehow.
And when we came in the door, you'd reach for us and rest your head on our shoulders, and we'd soak it all up.
Poor babysitters, man, they had no idea what they were in for. You're a very cute kid, but you pack a mean scream.
So as you grow more independent, remember that there was a time when you relied on us for everything, and we loved it. You will grow big and strong, but there will always be a spot for that big head of yours on our shoulders.
And in a front headlock. Finally, you give us perspective. The future is very exciting, my man, but so is the present. And the only thing that is promised to us is what we have at this very moment.
And nothing says slow down like watching our baby boy grow so quickly. Where did this year go?
But hey, we always promise to appreciate you for the blessing that you are to us and never take you for granted. So that means we'll close our laptops, we'll put our cell phones away, and play as often as we can.
Happy birthday, Smushy.
You are.
And we'll will always be
our greatest gift.
love, Mama
and Dad.